But the day came when he got his papers to ride, so he flew on that great big horse in the sky. When he arrived, his wife was 5 months pregnant by the landlord that we'll call Regnant. Now, Regnant was a bastard who gave free rent for sex, and when this veteran arrived he wasn't putting up with any of that, so he beat Regnant down one night and told him it was over. Then he drank so hard he woke up forgetful and hung over. The cops were at the Regnant house, and there, being carried out, was a body bag. Of that, there could be no doubt. He wondered what had happened, so he went to check on his wife, and she said, "I am so sorry about Regnant, but I too was angry and grim, so after you passed out I went and put a bullet in him." The man was stunned and unable to speak. He couldn't let someone take his wife and unborn child away, so he went and turned himself in, got 20 to life, and for a while in prison he saw his baby and his wife, but then she stopped coming to those sad prison meets and she didn't answer his letters or his calls at all. Then one day he got divorce papers from her, and there in his cell, he read of how he was a murderer and she was afraid for her life, and was starting a new one. 18 years went by before he was finally let out, and when he tried to find his ex, his brain just continually did shout, so he went to see a doctor who told him he had a late-onset schizophrenia but he felt as though his problems were over a broken heart and betrayal. However, he tried to find new love but was victimized over his portrayal. "They tell you that you do 20 to life," he said, "but you will simply be doing life, no matter when you get out, because jobs are limited for felons like me. They are labor-intensive, boring, and punishment for past deeds. The system continually keeps you down. Whether it's housing, jobs, or love, I have found I have been discriminated against even at fast food places already filled with murdered animals. I am embarrassed a bit to say, but I thought you were a cyborg at first. They are always haunting my dreams as beautiful women. For the worst, I picture them as coming to take my heart away and leave me to rot in prison for some extended stay." I understood how a male attracted to females could feel like that, so I just smiled and said, "Hey, that's not where my heart is at." We laughed and he asked me what I was doing out there so late, and I said, "Well, of a sort, I had a date." He asked then, "Will it go anywhere?" And I replied, "I don't really know." When she got close I sort of ran to hide. He said, "After all the hell I have been through I can still say, keep after love my dear, with confidence to you. So, what is it that I can do for you?" I then asked again. He said, "You already did it, I just wanted someone to listen." "Well, I am going to get you some food anyway." I smiled and I went to a little 24-hour bakery and into a grocery bag the bread and water I did pile. I brought it back to him and he whistled for others to come out, and from the darkness came 7 others, all with stories of life's bomb fallout. He said thank you, but I waved it off. I don't need thanks for doing what is right. Then, I said to him, "I am sorry for what happened to you. Do you mind if I use it in a poem? I am a writer, after all." "It's yours, babe," he said graciously and with a smile. So, it was time then for me to go, but before I did I turned back. I think that when a person commits a crime and does their time, then that should be that, no more judgment or penalties afterwards. When we keep judging people long after they have finished doing their time, then how to help them move beyond their crimes? No matter what has happened, we have to either accept what the current system is or get out there and try to change it, and to otherwise, I say just keep silent. I nodded at him, and he at me, and I left back onto that German dark street. I then thought of all the relationships I had and how many men and women I had left sad. There were many who looked at me with great pupils dilated, and all I could do was just to their love deny it. I wasn't feeling that thing, you know? As I pondered this idea over in my brain, I wondered why links sometimes break away from their chains. Why does one link decide it needs to be removed? And do the other links with this have anything to do? It made me think that it's strange how one can be attracted and the other doesn't feel anything at all. Is there something inherently cruel in love? Am I the only one who once thought heaven had sent me a lipstick dove, only to find out that her lipstick was flown everywhere else but to me? Am I the only one to be so blindly in love that I could not see reality? Am I the only one who has felt mightily alone, while sitting with someone who thinks their world around me has grown? My mother taught me something when I was a teen. She said, "Look, don't date until you are ready for marriage. Otherwise you will just break hearts, and that's not kind to others' dreams." I have thought about that many times in my life, and while others may not agree with it, I think there's some compassionate truth there. What if we all were honest about the reasons why we dated? I mean, when I was just in sexual relationships I told each of them so and, they were honest with me too. I never had to lie and run my game to anyone to get laid, but then again, I am a woman true, so, maybe testosterone men do, maybe they do, maybe they do. It must be frustrating to be on such different playing fields. Mine is sort of rainbow-colored with a black center and fiery heat, and my field has nicely trimmed, soft grass, and the cheerleaders wear whatever they personally want to, for I like difference, nonconformity, and personal expression. If I had a game to run, then that would be it. I encourage you to be you. And a lot of men's fields are coarse and worn. They run trucks up and down them because there's crazy growth all over, and their cheerleaders are all dressed exactly as the man sees fit, and the field is black and silver with positive knits. They jump in your hair and on your pubes whenever the quarter ends. But, of course, this is not true of all men. We are all different. There is nothing amounting to gender uniformity, so finding the right person seems impossible. Just seas of billions of fish. People, jumping all over the place. How do you find that one? That person you can love forever? I will tell you right now, how I think you find Mr. or Miss Right. You stop thinking some are wrong. Find the beauty in everyone and everything, and do this because it's an extension of your beauty within. If you must leave a relationship, then do so with a loving part. Remove someone from your immediate circle, but never from your heart. Love the entire world so that you do not have to start there. Once you love everyone, then you can have a practical stare. I walked on impressionistically and saw a puddle beneath my boots, and I saw by its glint that it held all of the moon. Amazed, I wondered how the entire moon could be contained in a small amount of water, this elixir brew so vast, yet here constrained so. I bent down nearer to this fascinating yield and caught sight of my face, a cyborg revealed. First I stared, then my blood ran cold, then I jumped back and right out of my soul. I reached up but felt only smooth, soft skin, yet inside I understood wires and connections within. Who was I? Right then I wanted to know if I wasn't human up here, then what was I below? To the puddle I leaned down to get a better view, and astonished was I, in my face seen anew hoses attached to my spine and brain, hydraulics and pressure affording me valves without pain in the middle of my face, some sort of heart.